Thank y'all for the support too.
I'm for sure you love it. I love
How you doing, man? Good. All right, y'all. So, welcome to the second episode of the Much Needed Conversations with the Dorseys. Today is going to be the book signing edition, and this is Mrs. Dorsey here to my left, and I got
my boy Terry, aka Big T. Follow me on Instagram.
Talk T.
Neil, 00. It's gonna be a live conversation tonight.
Absolutely. To my left, I have
Mrs. Dorsey.
Period.
All right, so everybody who don't have a book, I'm ashamed of you. You should have a book. But
I got a book.
All right, thank y'all. So the absence of a mother love. This book is a double entendre. It doesn't mean exactly what it is. All right. This is me understanding that love is not as traditional as we try to make it seem. All right. So on the cover of the book, everybody is kind of looking off in a daze, like in a slant, right? All of my siblings have either a misdemeanor or they have some type of real convicted felon. They are a convicted felon. Everybody been to jail. I'm the only one with a degree in my family. So as you can see, they all looking off into the distance. That represents my mom, which his name is Shell in the book. My mom was on drugs for the most of my life. All right. Another tidbit that y'all don't know: Derek Warden. Whenever I was going through something, I'd be able to call his dad, and his dad would come and get me, and I'd just go to his house for a few days. He didn't even know that, but Coach P used to show love. Him and Coach J, those was my coaches. This represents them looking off into the distance because Shell is coming. So now my mom is looking the same way that they are looking, and she don't understand why they're looking that way, right? But that represents my mom when she's high. Shell, that's her alter ego. Now my sister is Michelle Jr. She doesn't like my mom version of Shell because my mom was abusive. She used to disappear. We felt as if she didn't love us, right? So she and my mom got the same name and they used to always get into it. So they don't even like each other. They always beefing. Like they was the only two this was the only child that probably swung at my mom. So, and the reason for it was because she didn't understand what my mom was going through. Neither one of us did. None of us understood what she was going through, all right? So this is why my mom is pulling me away from Shell in the book. She's pulling me away from her because she want to save her last child. She want to give one child an opportunity to get some type of success. Now, my brother that's next to me, that's right here, this is my brother that's the closest to me, which is Quan. Quan got 15 years in prison, but he was the man in the house at 10 years old. At 10 years old, my mama walked in high one day and said, if y'all need something, go to Quan. And for some reason, that made so much sense to us. We did not understand why, but we all kind of looked up to him naturally. He was a natural leader, and it made sense. So now a 10-year-old, you know, if you tell a little boy, you the man of the house, he's excited to take on that task. He like, oh, bet I'm the man of the house. But he's doing it out of, I want to be grown, but he don't understand what he signed up for. So now he's breaking in cars, houses, he's robbing, he's selling drugs just so he can feed us. Like I tell a story how my 3rd grade year, he's in the 8th grade going to Burroughs. I got into a fight, gets kicked out. He's catching a bus from Burroughs to Pulaski, back to Burroughs to put me into school. But to us, it made so much sense because he was our father. He was the man of the house. So in the book, my mom introduced everybody to who Shell is. Shell is not somebody that's just evil. Shell is an alter ego that gets created to have my mom become numb of everything that she was dealing with. So when Shell gets created, I start off the book in a prologue and I ask, why don't you love me? So my mom is telling us what she's went through and how Shell got created. From her being beaten, raped as a kid, and her not liking beer because the guy that was raping her, she could smell the beer on his breath. How he was sweaty. So she's getting beat because she was left-handed. And at 18, she got 2 kids and get put out, and now she's in a shelter. So she's going through all these things. So I wanted to make my mama back normal because anybody else that's ever been addicted to drugs, we write them off in the family. You a junkie, you a crackhead. So I gave my mama her name back. So I wanted her to be back humanized. So instead of me writing a book from an angle of like, oh ma, I hate you, you'll never love me, I did this without you, I let everybody know that, hey, in hindsight, you only got one parent. So no matter what they've done to you, you still need to love on that parent. So I gave her her name back, and near the end of the book, you find my mom's real name. So I always want y'all to know that this book is from a serious place. Every event that's in here is a real event. This is not something that I thought about. This is not something that I heard from somebody else's life. We really went through this. Like when me and my brother is in the book arguing, he told me he was 14 when he found out my mom was smoking crack. I'm telling him that I was 9, my nigga. You can't hide this from me. When you saying it, I seen it too. You can't hide it from me. But in his mind, he shielded me from everything, but that one part was just something he couldn't shield me from. So as he's witnessing it, I'm witnessing it as well. So they're acting as if just because I'm the baby that I don't see what's going on. So now, anybody that sells drugs, I got a resentment on you. If you serve my mom, I want you dead. And eventually I bump into my best friend, Said, and we start to act on some of my fantasies. I don't put that in the book. I don't put it in the book. But we used to call Said 50 in our neighborhood because he is just a young wild guy. And we start to act on some of the stuff. He like, oh, he served her. We drove from 7 Mile and all the way to the guy's house on pegs, just to make sure that we made a statement that you can't sell my mom. You can't serve her nothing else. You can't serve her. And granted, I'm only 12 when this happened. So stuff like this is happening. And then as I get into high school, my brother get locked up. So the one guy that was protecting everything that was going on, he's away now. He got 15 years. So I got to go from practice to make sure my mama don't leave the house, because I know when she leave the house, she's going to get some type of drugs. So now I got to grow up a little faster than I anticipated, because now I don't got the protection there that I once had. Because the rest of my siblings is gone. I'm really the baby. Like everybody else is gone about their life. So now I'm getting guns from the other guys that I know got guns. I'm doing everything that I need to do for me to be able to protect the house. You come up against this house, I'm willing to die and go to jail for you not serving my mama, because it's embarrassing. So now I gotta learn how to love my mama. See, that's a conversation a lot of us don't want to have. When your mom treats you a certain way and you gotta learn how to love her, that's real sticky. All right. So that's my vision of the cover of the book, and I just gave y'all a little synopsis of it. Let's go to something a little more entertaining. All right, y'all ready to have a crazy conversation?
For sure.
All right, bet. Ladies,
Yo.
if you was in a situation, right, and you was a side chick, how much money per month would you have? Would you want him to pay you if you was a side chick?
Most of these niggas that make chicks side bitches don't pay for it.
No, I'm just asking a simple question. I don't want everybody to go back and forth. Give me a real answer.
Me?
Yeah.
If I want to be a side bitch, like, is you like still like coming over and like cuddling me and stuff?
No, he hitting you on occasions and he paying the bill. What bill you gonna have him paying?
The rent. All of it. The rent for me. So if it's a number amount, give me like $1,000 a week.
So you telling me you gonna make him pay $4,000 a month?
Yeah.
That makes no sense in the world.
Why not?
Who do you think you talking to? That makes no sense.
That's why I'm not a side bitch. And I'm supposed
It's not about being broke, but you're not gonna expect for a guy.
It is, because that puts shit in perspective for niggas. Like, for real, cheating is a rich nigga game. If you can't take care of 2 households, 3 households, how many bitches you wanna fuck with? If you can't take care and make sure all of them straight, you don't need to be cheating, my nigga. Sit your bitch ass down and go with your bitch. That's it.
Really good point.
All right.
That's a fact.
All right. Hold on. It's my turn.
And I said 4,000 because that's the minimum amount I'm gonna make.
All right,
That's
look.
the minimum I'm gonna make. If I gotta be like, oh yeah, and compromise my morals and how I feel and my feelings, because I'm a Cancer. You know, Cancer is sensitive. So, you know, when I get in my feelings, bitch, I want you right now. Come. I don't care what you doing. Drop your bitch, your kid, all that. Come here. If you can't do that for me, then move around.
All right, now
bitch.
let me break
She
this.
said move around, bitch. Period.
Let me break this down to you, right?
Break it.
The average household in Detroit, in the urban area, right? Let's say if you say 4,000, I can't afford you. I don't even want you if you say 4,000.
That's fine.
You jump around. Now, let's say the average rent in Detroit, especially women that's on Section 8, is from $100 to $750. Hold on, I'm not talking to you no more. You finished. From $100 to $750 a month. Let's do the max on that. $750 times 12. That's $9,000 a year. And most women that's in that predicament gonna say pay the rent, right? Pay the rent. A lot of these women, a lot of women that's in the inner city, rent is barely $750. If they on Section 8, it's probably $700 less.
How many?
Hold on, it's not your turn no more.
Okay, I'm sorry.
See, I see niggas be having them punch on you to get you to cooperate.
Man, straight up like
You hear me?
That's that toxic.
Niggas be having
She got the little ride.
shut up.
She got the
I
little
said shut
ride in
up.
her too.
You feel me?
Okay.
That's our third up.
What's like
Shut
that red selection or something?
Yeah, so listen.
I got your back.
Most times in inner cities, the rent is $750. So $9,000 a year, a man that makes $40,000 a year can successfully take care of his house and yours, because let's be a being. Y'all women not, hold on. This is what goes on.
I'm just saying.
Hold on, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I own my house too, though.
So and a lot of times what happens is women that says, oh, I want a guy just to pay a bill. It's never the rent. It's never gonna be the rent. It's gonna be half of her rent. It might be her car note. It might be insurance. Let's just keep it a bean. It's not, oh, you gonna pay all my bills. 10 times out of 10, the black woman out-earn and out-educate the black man. So y'all already know y'all not meeting a lot of niggas that can pay all y'all bills. So now let's hold on. When you meet one guy, that nigga can put you through hell, and I bet you won't leave him. If you meet a guy that can successfully sustain your lifestyle, you're not leaving him if he puts you through hell. Because you know, hold on, you can't keep talking while I'm talking. Stop.
I believe you.
This is being recorded.
She's talking about, I believe you.
So if you can successfully meet a guy that can successfully sustain your life, he can put you through so much to a breaking point before you have to choose yourself. Because a guy that can successfully sustain your life, you ain't about to let him go that easy, because you know when you move on, you got a 95% chance that this guy ain't gonna be able to do nothing that your last nigga was doing. Because you know why? The black woman out-earn and out-educate the black man. We cannot compete with y'all when it comes to a lot of situations. That's why when a lot of times a guy's being broke, we slam dick into y'all like never before. We slam a lot of dick in y'all. So now we trying to digmatize y'all to get to a place of us being able for you to afford our lifestyle.
See, can I respond?
Go ahead.
It's my turn? Okay, so all that is said, what you said is absolutely true, because it will be nice for me to have an option to or not to go to work. It will be nice for me to be able to stay at home and actually be a feminine woman and be the role of a mom and a wife or a girlfriend, whatever the case may be. But I can't do that if I ain't got no security and no, if you can pay my bills, or if I gotta still worry about how I'm gonna make ends meet and stuff like that. So for sure, I probably would put up with a little bit more
A lot of
than
bit
I
more.
would.
A lot of bit more.
Okay, a lot of bit more. A lot of bit
And
more.
you still gonna suck dick every night.
For sure.
I lied.
Yeah,
Stop playing.
for sure.
And you gonna know he cheating.
lied.
You gonna start making stipulations.
no, cheating, no.
You gonna start making stipulations like
Cheating,
when
no.
you cheating, you better have a condom.
No, when you cheating, you better act like you not cheating. I better not find out. Act like you don't want me to know. Cause I'm not about to settle for you cheating on me. Fuck no. That's a negative.
It's somebody in this room right now, and I'm just not gonna say his name. But he's if he don't got $1 million right now, he's close to it.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, if he is cheating on you, if his dick was in rotation, you would be okay with crying in first class.
Like I said, no, I wouldn't. Like I said, you gonna respect me and you gonna act like you love me. It don't matter. It don't matter what you got going on. Where's the cat?
Hey, take another drink. Take another drink.
Where's the cat?
Cause I know
Like I said, you gonna wait.
if my dog Derek was cheating on you, you would be most definitely in first class. Like, just don't do it no more.
No, you
Don't do it
you out
again.
your fucking mind. You right. Cause I know I bring to the
They
table.
had an honest
So you about to sit
conversation,
and laugh at that
like,
shit.
no.
fucking way.
Hold on, wait. Everybody
way.
can't talk at
No,
one time.
wait. So I just want to know, when somebody gives their opinion that y'all don't agree with, why do y'all think it's cap?
Period.
Cause
All
this,
right, go ahead, Terry. Hold on, wait.
Because honestly, people date within their own region of people, you know, their own class or whatever.
For sure.
How many of us really gonna meet millionaires and really date them? Especially a woman who's out earning men at
We're not
this
talking about
point.
millionaires though.
That's what I just said.
That's what he just said.
Derek is a millionaire. If he cheat on any girl in his room, they gonna be like, oh.
Go ahead, Rena.
If he cheat on me, he gonna get treated just like the broke nigga. Like
That's not even true. Like, you don't believe that. You not gonna treat your husband like the average
Let me tell you
nigga.
something. No, I definitely will never treat my husband
My point is that.
like the average nigga. But you gotta understand that to be my husband, he beat those niggas. You feel what I'm saying? So if you got $1 million and you say I'm gonna cry in first class and be like, oh, don't do it no more. I ain't with that nigga because I love him. I'm with that nigga because he got
money.
$1 period. But we talking about how I'm out earning this nigga anyway. So he not fucking with a bitch that's regular. If you got close to $1 million, you should be fucking with a bitch that is at least is making $200,000 a year.
All right, so hold on.
You gonna cheat with a broke bitch.
Stop.
Control.
You gonna cheat? You
No,
gonna cheat
so-
regardless. Like, it don't matter how much money.
So the men say that they don't require women to bring anything to the table.
And I actually believe that.
Keep doing it.
I believe that because I feel like men be like, okay, it don't matter how much you make or what you can bring to the table. It don't really matter to me. That's why I feel like.
And then after a while, they start telling their friends that she a broke bitch.
No.
Oh, see, I don't know that. I don't know that.
So this is what it is, all right. Whenever a man has successfully sustained his own lifestyle, you bringing anything to the table don't necessarily help me unless I fall off. You don't come to the table. If I make $1 million, or let's just say I make $80,000 a year, and my wife makes $40,000, or let's say she make $120, she make more than me. I'm still gonna cover every bill in the house. Why? Because it's a man's job to protect and provide. So our job don't get cut off because we make less money. We still want to be the man of the house. So she kicks in when I can't no more. So she's not gonna ever be in a situation where it's like, or if she leave me and I gotta go date a girl, I don't look at what she could bring to the table because I don't benefit off of it anyway unless I'm in a crisis. Because I'm not looking for her to cover a bill.
Can I ask a question? So would y'all rather date a woman who has a career or a woman that doesn't have a career?
So I think for a man, we're dating somebody who can successfully bring peace into our life. We're not dating for nobody that you can say.
Okay, so
hold on, let me finish. You're not. I am answering. We're not dating for somebody who has a career or not because like I just said, that don't benefit us in no form of way unless we fall off. Now, if we fall off, then that's when we can be like, dang, we should have dated somebody who has a career.
So then you would rather date somebody that has a career as a man.
We don't date for careers. We
I
date
didn't
for
say
somebody.
I just said, would you rather them have a career?
I mean, in
or not have
a perfect world, a woman want to have a nigga that go to church, that got 3 guns, that kill people, sell dope, got a master's degree, and can articulate himself with a business suit on. And emotionally available. That's a perfect world. But since it's not a perfect world, y'all gotta choose 3 of the 9 things on y'all list. So if it's not a perfect world for y'all, it's not one for us. So if I can find a girl that suck dick every day, that can cook and can bring me peace, she don't gotta bring no money to the table if I can.
When you say
Right,
what
so-
you mean?
Bring me peace meaning if I'm talking, you shut up. If I'm stressed out, you calm my day. If I got an idea that I'm like my wife, if I have an idea, I'm like, oh, I need a flyer for this. My wife makes it, and she's never been taught it. She'll go on YouTube and figure it out, or find some apps. So if you can't bring me some of the things that I need, you having money is not gonna make me feel any less easy.
But you just said you would need to date somebody with a career just in case you fall off, right?
I said that's the perfect world. But if I had to choose versus peace and a career, give me peace. I can always go sell drugs again.
But I didn't say you had to choose between those two. You're not answering my question.
You said, would you rather? Rather mean choosing, right? Am I
choosing
stupid?
between having a career and not having a career, not between having a career and peace.
I mean, but that's you make that girl at an even more odd. Like she don't got no peace and no career. Come on now.
I didn't say no peace. I never even brought peace.
But that's what I'm saying. In order for me to,
I'm saying a woman that has a career, that has a degree behind her name or something like that, that has a career that works, versus a woman that doesn't have education, but they both bring you peace. They both bring the same things, except one of them have a career and one of them don't. One of them have a job history and one of them don't.
All right, so you just made the perfect girl. Give me the perfect one. She bring me peace and got a career. I'm taking her.
Okay, that's all I said.
But if she got a career with no peace, give me the chick that got no career with peace. I'm taking that because as a man, The reason why I'm taking it because as a man, I do not need a woman to bring nothing to the table if she's a headache. What you bring it to the table is gonna be worth way more. It's gonna be worth way less than the girl who don't bring nothing because you a headache. So now, when you really a headache, I'm a have it in my mind that I'm gonna kill somebody in your family. Wow. Because when you gonna piss me off to a point where I'm gonna tell your family, I hope them niggas as tough as they think they are, because I know we ready, we prepared to die, we prepared for this. I'm just saying, and this is how. See, women so confused that they're like, damn, what? How? But guys, this is what I'm. Hypothetical. Guys are prepared for the worst situations at all times. You don't think that we look at your family and be like, we gotta worry about him, and him, the rest of them niggas soft. So now we prepare for everything that gotta come from it. All right, cool. Tell them guys that they better be ready if this goes south. We have to prepare for that as men because we be in the most worst situations. And we gotta protect the whole life. Not just for her, I gotta protect me too. Right?
I mean, I agree.
Go ahead.
So, like, you don't think as a woman we have to worry about those same things?
Like what?
As far as like, I gotta worry about your sister, your auntie, you know what I'm saying? The rest of them motherfuckers. So, like, do you think like, because in my opinion, there's different calibers or different classes of dudes that women tend to fall with, women tend to go with, and eventually you will pick a class to do. So like you mentioned, like her rent 750, she on Section 8. Like it can be the same thing. Everything you said applies to us too. Mm-hmm. Like so you don't think we choosing?
So this is what I'm gonna say.
Like it's women that I know, and I'm sorry.
Messing around because there's a lot of niggas that's in the city that's real apes. Like, I understand me and my brother and I not the only niggas that get busy, but we're prepared for the worst situations at all times. So that's what I was saying when I said, when I was saying that at the end of the day, if it goes south, it only gonna go south for the males. Because a lot of times the women could go back in the house and let the men shoot it out, unless we want to come and get y'all too. Yeah, but women say, no, wait. This is important because women say that all the time. Well, I got my own gun, but I've seen it happen on numerous occasions. When them bullets start really ringing out, the husband got to stand up and the woman, baby, you see something?
Yeah. But what do you provide me? What do you say you're trying to provide?
Protection.
Protection and stability. So you supposed to do that without even thinking.
Right. So you supposed to be.
Have your back.
You supposed to submit without thinking.
Submit.
My point exactly.
To a certain level for that's comfortable for that woman and that man, because you speaking to now, mind you married just like I'm married. So I'm gonna submit to my husband, but along my journey and finding my husband and being with my husband, I didn't understand.
You're moving the goalposts. You're moving the goalposts. You just said he's supposed to do it without thinking. So if I'm supposed to die for you without thinking or kill for you without thinking, you telling me you can't just submit to me without thinking? So now what happens when hold on, Raina. Now what happens when I slide down with you and slide you the pistol and be like, you tell me what you see? Relationship over, right?
No, it's not.
So if your husband, if I start shooting at y'all and your husband pass you the pistol,
I'ma shoot at you. What you mean?
and you never gonna respect him another day of his life.
You'll never.
This is when women start losing. Women start losing me when they do that. No. I say he slides you the pistol. It's one pistol. He's sliding it to you.
My husband wouldn't do that.
You see how they move the goalposts? You see how they move it? Like I said, if he slides you
the. Again, that goes to me saying like the different calibers of dudes.
You hear me?
Along the way, I had to learn how to be submissive enough for my man.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
What his level of submission is not your
No, but this is what I'm saying. You said a man's supposed to do it without thinking. Why do women not supposed to do it without thinking?
I think they do.
No, they don't. No, y'all have to have a caliber, a list of stuff that goes out before a woman submit. No, y'all got to be like a nigga. Y'all have to be like a nigga got to do this, and this, and then I'ma submit. This is why a lot of guys be like, you know what? Give me the 2 chicks off 7 Mile and Hoover who pay $300 a month in rent. I'm gonna go pay their rent and have 2 chicks, and I'm gonna buy them Uggs on Christmas, and we lit. And they gonna be on there like twin, and and they gonna know about each other. But now I gotta deal with you. You high maintenance. I gotta pay all your bills. On top of that, you get a little strong at the mouth. You disrespectful. I'm just saying, like the average woman, you get a little strong at the mouth. You disrespectful. Now your brothers them think they tough. Your cousins them think they. I got too much stuff to worry about for me to have to spend $5,000 a month to fuck my wife. It don't make logical sense. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna bring another level out of me, and now I'm gonna start to disrespect you publicly. And now you confused on why am I being disrespectful, but you're not bringing me no peace because you think I got the degree, I got the career, I don't have to submit to no man. A man got to show me his worth without you showing a man what you worth because you think that piece of paper is what. See, we mix up. Hold on. We mix up what each other needs in a male versus female relationship. See, you need protection, providing. You need a man that oh, the spider in the room. Oh, it's a man at the door. Can you answer that? Or oh well, who gonna stay alive if I'm in the pool drowning, me or you? Who would you choose from? You need that psychological protection. Men does it without thinking. Don't worry about it. You can go raise the kids. I die. If somebody shooting, lay up under me, I'ma shoot. If I can't get these niggas off us, I'm cool with dying. But you can't be in a situation where you like, oh, let me take your shoes off when you walk in the house. Small stuff. You telling me I gotta die to get you to marry me, but you can't take my shoes off when I had a 12-hour shift?
But again, that goes to your level of submission. You want your woman to take your shoes off. My man don't want me to take his shoes off. This is what, hold on, wait. He don't want you to take it off because he probably understand that you're not going to do it. How you know that?
But he probably understood that you're not.
That's not so.
See, you're arguing from two different angles. But he's probably understood, like, man, she ain't even about to play them games. I ain't even gonna ask her. So you're not making him feel comfortable enough to ask you because he probably asked you something else smaller than that, and you didn't do that either. So now he's content with who you are.
I'm just trying to figure out how y'all telling me how my husband is.
This is hypothetical. What are you
we talking hypothetical.
Oh, she got triggered. She got triggered, bro. She said. Baby, tell him. He like, whoa, man, yeah.
Boy, later he gonna be like, damn, my phone was off.
Man.
They want me to submit to. And to be his wife, you had to accomplish the goal of submitting just enough that he's like, you bring me peace, you got a career or you on Section 8, I don't know, but you know, either way, what I'm saying is, she conformed to that level of submission that you were looking for.
Hey, you know why? Go ahead, Terry.
But you want to know something? Like everybody keeps saying, like they bring me peace and all that. Why ain't everybody just bringing peace in a relationship in the first place? Like that's my deal. Like I ain't about to sit here and argue with you all goddamn day, talk about this and no.
I feel like
we're trying to bring your old situations that you had with your mama, your daddy. The 30 niggas you was with, nah. When you come into this household, when you step into here, you come in peace. Don't come in with none of that bullshit. That's what's wrong with a lot of people.
That makes absolute sense. Like, but again, for your woman to walk in and know that at the door I leave that bullshit behind. When I step in your house, that's your level of submission. That's what you want your woman to do in your mind without even thinking. She know like this what I want. This what my man want me to do. Like, if I know every Tuesday he want to eat spaghetti, every Tuesday I'm making spaghetti. Why? Because I know it without thinking. You know, like, you know when you, that's why I mentioned, like, the different calibers of dudes. Like, the different dudes that, in the growing up, that each side has to do to really find out what it is that you want your woman to submit to. What it is I want my man to submit to. What it is I can deal with versus what I can't deal with. If you say he got $1 million and he find him a bitch that's okay with him cheating, then he found his perfect level of submission. Bitch, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Every person has their different level of submission. Every man, like, I had to submit enough for him to say, she bring me peace. Because if we really gonna talk about like black men don't really get married. So you really don't hear about too many two-parent households where they really married in that bitch. They ain't shacking up for 40 years.
All right, you want to know why black men don't get married? Huh? Do you
Peace.
You want to really know? Huh?
Is it peace?
No. The reason why black men get married because we come from emotional women. So when we coming from emotional women and we don't got that stoic father around us, we're typically dealing with emotion when we're looking at a female. So the reason we don't get married because of peace or what you really could bring to the table, we really get married because y'all give an ultimatum and say, if you don't marry me, I'm leaving tomorrow. So we have an ideology of our mind. Instead of us letting you go because we don't want to marry you, we say we don't want nobody else to have sex with her or to have sex with her like I'm doing it. So we try to cut your dick off from other guys and we just marry you.
But she gonna do it regardless, no matter if you married or not.
100%. That's why divorce rate is at 80%.
Wow.
Because the first time you do something, insoluble differences.
Which is crazy.
We gone. Because I really don't love you. You don't really bring much to the table for me. You don't really bring me a real sense of peace. But I just didn't want you to have sex with nobody else. So since I didn't want you to have sex with nobody else, I married you because you gave me an ultimatum.
And cheating ain't the listen. I ain't saying it's not a bad.
Cheating save a lot of relationships.
But it ain't the worst thing you could do.
Cheating save a lot of relationships.
Let's get that understood. It's not the worst fucking thing.
It is for me.
All the women said that because y'all got to deal with the cheating the most. Hold on, go to him.
Hey, I know a guy. He said his side chick saved this marriage, so I believe.
Cheating save a lot of relationships because a lot of men is in loveless relationships, and a lot of women know it. But since they can control the narrative, they stay with it.
I mean, they stay with it. But that's on the man part, though. You in a loveless relationship. That's on you.
But you got to think he coming from a woman. A woman is dealing with emotions. His mom is emotional. His dad wasn't around, and the guys that was around killing people because of emotions. They not killing people because of something they did to their family or they took $50,000 from them and now they going to get them. They kill a nigga. Oh, he said something to me. I don't like him. Let's go get him. Mm-hmm. So now when he's meeting you, you like, nigga, if you don't do this, I'm out. And he's like, oh, I gotta save my relationship. So instead of him letting you go and then going to cry for a night because he just lost a girl that sucked dick the best. Because let's be 100. A lot of times y'all get married because y'all done moved to the deepest throat on the fucking on the table.
Oh God.
So now he's like, oh, I can't let this one go. That's why you see relationships like, bro, you know she was with 9 other guys that's in your circle, and he like, man, you know, everybody got a pass.
Sucker.
I didn't say 9 guys. I said 9 guys that you know.
That's what I said, a sucker.
9 guys, I'm talking about your mans now.
Your man's ran the train on him. Man, I love her, man.
Sucker.
Oh my God.
All right, so hold on. Let's get out this half. Get all the information you can while you're here, and then y'all can talk later if you want to take her on as somebody who can guide your business. Or if your business want to go to the next level, she can help you too. All right?
Or you gonna hire me as a contractor. Any food you eat, that means I'll take you through a scenario. Me and my husband, we went to Prime and Proper. I'm like, all right, what are we talking about for business? Okay, great, got it. So I took that agenda, put it in Dropbox. I also have a hard copy, it's in our files, but that was a business meeting. It is 50% off because it's not attached to entertainment. That's a deduction. Mileage is a deduction for medical, for charity, and for you just driving. You should have an app called Mild IQ. It tracks it for you. How many people own a business? How many people do bookkeeping? Okay. Bookkeeping. When it comes to bookkeeping, that is the single most important part of the business. I mean, how far along are you? Are you at the scalable part of your business? Yes.
Me?
Yeah. No.
Oh, well, no, literally, I put that on my gas. I use my food, like even when I buy food for home, I put that down.
Can't do that. It's got to be ordinary and necessary. So you
that technically is because I can say I was out on the road.
Well, it has to be attached to, let's say, a flyer that you were actually going to do a convention or you had a business meeting. You do have to at least follow the trail of a normal business. So if you're buying groceries, is it ordinary and necessary, and can that receipt be used for the business? That's why you have a code. When you have a business, at the very top right, there is a code that you have to say, oh, okay, I'm in the consulting business, I'm in the trucking business, I'm something. So it has to be ordinary and necessary. Do you perform in that manner? I'm a consultant. So me buying groceries, for an event is necessary. Because I'm trying to woo you as a client. But it might not be necessary for a trucker.
But when you out on the road, isn't that technically necessary? Because even my laundry and stuff is typically a deductible.
Yep, your laundry is, but I'm saying, are you buying groceries just for you?
So I buy it for the whole household, but then I just say it's like $125 per week, type thing.
Okay.
So if I don't buy a bulk shop or whatever, then whatever the smaller bill is.
So that means you should be buying from Uline.
Uline?
Yes.
What's that?
Uline is the Walmart of business. So when everybody was looking for toilet paper, I went to Uline. I got my toilet paper, went to the office and picked it up. I was never in the stores with nobody else.
Oh, so I didn't even never know where that.
All right, so to build business credit, you need a website, you need a Google listing, you need a virtual office, you need to register that number with listyourself.net. I don't see nobody right. Should be right.
Listyourself.net.
Yes, it's free. Most of the resources I give people are free. Because we have a hard time getting financing. But if you got over 700, you can go to Key Bank. It's one in Livonia and it's one in Dearborn. The lady in Livonia is Mishra. The lady in Dearborn is Diane. If you have over 700, they do a soft pull for Equifax. They'll give you a business line of credit. They do it right there.
What other things can you use for like a business line of credit, to get? Because a lot of people was telling me get small Home Depot cards and stuff like that.
You can go that route, but that's if you're in construction. I have it because I do houses. So to me, that goes along with the business. But if you want to get money, the goal is you need a budget. What are you using it for? Now, a business line of credit, that means that you use whatever you use and the rest just sit there. Mm-hmm. Normally they kind of do it half and half. Some of the banks, Truist Bank, Key Bank, the hot buzz ones, but there's a whole list of banks that will give. But you just got to have the proper credit score. That's it.
That's my struggle.
But again, if you got one credit card and busting an 800, it's the health of the report. You got to have at least some purchasing power.
Yeah.
If you got one credit card and it's $500, that's not doing anything. Even if you got two and it total $8,000, that's still not doing anything. Yeah. You need to be able to borrow money. They can only determine if you can take it and pay it back. Right? That's really all it is, because that's a character building thing. Somebody has to say that you're low risk. All right.
I seen a thing about a dude, I guess he called himself dropping lines and stuff like that. So is it true, if you have $2,500 and then you take it from out of your out of your personal account and put it into your to your business account, and then you withdraw $500 every day except on Thursday or something like that, and then put it back in, is that gonna show a line of $10,000?
Oh, you mean as far as pushing money through the account?
Yeah, so you can
you're gonna get messed up on your taxes because that's not earned income.
Oh.
See how they tell half the story?
Yeah.
That's why if anybody give you some money, that needs to go right to your business account. And if you take it, it's either an owner's draw or a distribution. They're taxed.
Oh.
I don't want to take a W-2 because I'm taxed mostly as an employee. I don't want that. Give me a 1099 div.
Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
If I have a large sum of money, I'm not going to put all my money into one bank because they only cover up to $250,000. FDIC, that's all they're going to get. So that means I have to put at least 4 or 5 people on my bank account if I got millions. Now we come to the point of trust, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like generational. Okay. But is the trust, does it outlive the life insurance policies?
Absolutely.
Do you have a meeting every year to show the kids what to do? If 2 people are in a car at the same time and they die, what happens? Who's the trustee?
The bank?
No, that means that you got to sit down with your family and go through every scenario possible, write it up, take it to the bank and let them approve it, and then keep going.
Wow.
That's the generational stuff that they're not teaching us. Because all it is, I'm going to give Pookie my life insurance policy, and that's generational. It's not. It only survived one generation. That's it. So my thing is, if you got kids, that means that you don't go to probate, because you're going to go to probate. But your trust can be established at PNC, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase. Those are the people, they do both revocable and irrevocable. Revocable you can change, irrevocable you cannot. Make sense? Any
What's
questions?
the better one though?
When you living, When you're living, revocable, so you can change it. But once you die, it becomes irrevocable. To file your will down at the city county building is $25. And you can restrict 2 seasons. It don't have to be fancy. If something happened to you, where your kids going, what y'all gonna do? Life is not guaranteed. So the planning, you gotta have a family meeting. You gotta sit down with your peoples, and you gotta say, hey, look, this is how much money we can have. There is POTS trust. There's land trust where you put your property in. There's so many things for tax savings and tax shelters with trust. A trust files a 1041. We as people file a 1040. But again, now I got to go and make an agenda to justify why I sit down and eat.
Sounds good to me.
Have an email to your business. That's what I do.
Yeah, I do it. I use Wave Accounting. A lot of people use QuickBooks, but Wave Accounting is very robust. I like it.
You said,
But after,
what's the account?
it's called Wave Accounting. Most I think it's QuickBooks. But yeah. Hi, David.
How you doing?
We can talk a million times.
Good to see you.
In the last 3 minutes, what kind of advice can you give us about how to sustain a lifestyle using our credit versus our liquidated cash?
Cash for me is not for saving because they produce it every day. You need to be at least producing something without you having to be present. They say cash is king, but I think credit gives you way more because of the leverage. But you got to try your hand at it first. I would not suggest you listen to 1,000 YouTubes or TikToks. Do it yourself. Go through the process so you know it. And then whatever they tell you need to fix, go back and fix it. And then go back again. So that is my,
Like it's no point. Now we can't keep saying that we don't have the resources when it's all in our face. I introduced these two and they talk more than I talk to them too.
Oh, but you won't ever see my face on my brand because they don't need to know if I'm black or white.
That's good.
Most people assume that I am white because my name is Agnes.
I get that too.
I mean, you should have the phone system that says, where you at. You should not have to have two cell phones. I don't do that. You should have systems in place. There should be a CRM, meaning that if somebody, I don't click on anything.